Hello, this is Sabrina Carroll. This is week 2 assignment, and my big idea for this week is how to improve the housing issue in San Diego. So it's clear that there is a housing problem here in San Diego, and that um, because of the housing, I think that it's also affected the homeless situation that we have because people can't afford housing. So, one of the things that I was reading about was the fact that back in December of last year, San Diego was issued 54 million in bonds to boost affordable housing, and that money was supposed to go to contractors to either start new construction or renovate, um, you know, other properties so that they could be deemed affordable housing and offered to people who, are struggling. And I would hope, as a San Diego resident, that that is actually happening. I know a lot of people who are still renting and struggling just to make it every month. And, um, you know, as Christians, we all should be concerned with this because, it could be our family, it could be us, and we should be trying to do whatever we can to help one another so that, people are still able to, have adequate housing and, are able to, still provide and, not just for them, but also for their children and their entire family. So it's a big issue. And, some of the other stuff that I was reading was saying that the average home in California is $500,000. And it's like if you didn't buy a house, before 10 years ago, you're kind of, in a position where you're kind of screwed because most people can't afford to pay a $500,000 mortgage every month, just to have somewhere to live, let alone if they even qualify for that mortgage. So the housing, it affects us all. And I know over the past couple years, just the increase in homelessness is devastating. And I feel horrible every time I see people having to sleep in the street, and sometimes you see them and they have their children, and it's like, this can't be God's way. Like, there has to be some solution to this problem because it's just getting worse. And, it's nice to see that San Diego is trying to take the lead and, rectify the issue in some kind of way. However, you know, the clock is ticking, and every day, people are confronted with the same issues. And without housing, how do you maintain a job? How do you maintain just a regular day-to-day life? So it's huge, and I hope that things start to change like sooner than later because um, winter's coming, and you hate to worry about where all these people going to go when it's raining and it's storming outside and it's cold and it's wet. And there, you can't help everyone, but if everyone did something for somebody, then not only are you being a real Christian and a loving and caring Christian, but you're also remembering that, you know, we're here to help each other. And sometimes, people just need a little bit of help, to get back on their feet. So, you know, be sensitive to the fact that, you know, this is affecting a lot of people. And it's not just, before people would think that it was a stereotype of like homeless people were drug addicts or they were, you know, thieves or criminals, and that's not the case. Like, a lot of people who are sleeping on the street are old and, just couldn't afford to pay rent anymore, or, you know, single families where, they're struggling just to make it. So be sensitive, to the fact that this is like a huge problem, not just in California, but across the world. But for it to be in your face every day, like, it has to affect you. So, God would want us to help the next person and remember that, it's about what you do, so put in whatever you can and help however you can. And as, a community of people, hopefully we can make some changes that will make some other people's lives much better. Thank you.